Hey, everybody. Welcome to Flash Fried. Here we go.
Can you take it down a notch or 8?
Okay. I'm sorry.
All right. We need somber performance from you today.
You're right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Flash Fried.
How can you be saying that, TJ, when you're about to get paid?
Yeah, that's true. Wait, I'm going to get paid?
You're about to get paid by government, boy.
Oh, yeah. Government.
I don't normally like the government too much, but when they send me money, I sure do like them.
Well, so we in this show have decided to do as minimal coronavirus shit as possible, despite that being basically the only news story. We're trying to let you know what the fuck else is going on the planet.
I'm doing a positive spin on that, TJ.
Yeah. So
the one thing that
in an attempt,
about money.
Yeah. Hell yeah. In an attempt to not talk too much about the coronavirus, I think I've actually discovered something worse than the coronavirus is going on right now. So normally we kind of review all our trailers in a block. This episode, I thought I'd try something a little different and spread them out. But we're going to
sprinkle out some trailers.
Yeah, we're going to start with a trailer that this is called The Big Show Show.
What? The Big Show Show.
Aiden, lights, strobes, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my dad.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
No.
Can you just kill me now, please? You just put a bullet in my fucking head now. End this horrifying suffering.
So this kind of proved that joke that South Park made that Netflix will make anything to show. Like literally, I'm convinced now. I'm 100% convinced. You go to Netflix, you'll be like, I got a show where it's a former wrestler. It's going to be showing up in his kid's life, and it's going to be the Big Show Show, and that's going to be the show. All right, here's $10 million. Go make it.
Your dad's the Big Show?
It's been a minute since I retired from wrestling, so I want to get in as much family time as I can. You, the kids, and my championship belt. Oh, you're so beautiful.
You talking to me or the belt?
You?
Oh,
man, this looks hilarious.
Like it broke in my brain. I don't even know what the fuck you would even like. Who thought this was a good idea? I mean, I know we say that a lot, but it's like who the Big Show in a fucking like sitcom. I don't know.
Everybody gets a sitcom eventually.
I retired from wrestling, and now here's my boring family life. Whoa! All right, that's exactly what I was timing for.
Wait, I love a good sister fight. Let me get my popcorn.
If you stole my dream jacket on us, then I lost, and I got this merit, and now I'll never become the first female for the rest of.
Ooh, I think I just blacked out for a second.
Me too.
Yeah,
I think I just blacked out for a second too. Holy shit.
Did he just have an existential crisis where he realized he's in a fucking terrible show? And he's like, oh.
We got to lay down the law right away.
We, my daughters, I'm not just some ex-wrestler who doesn't have a purpose. I'm also a parent. I'll punish you.
So sweet.
Man, I don't know why this is so hard. You're growing up so fast.
We are a family. I got you.
I don't know what to say.
Just kiss me, dummy.
the big moments.
You know you're the parent, right?
I forget that sometimes.
Oh my God, Big Show, what are you doing?
Oh man, let me tell you.
You've got a show where the gags are a bunch of stupid little child actors spraying you in the face with whipped cream.
Yes,
and that's the gag, dude.
Yeah,
a gag that's never been done in the history of fucking cinema.
Nope.
Let me tell you something. So, I was in an NXT show a few years back, and the Big Show came out. And he's not in NXT. He's in, he's on the WWE, the higher rung. NXT is like
I
the
guess.
kind of the I forget what they call it, like the test division or whatever. That's where you got to like prove your mettle before you can go and join the main roster and shit.
Sure.
Right.
But he was doing some kind of special thing where he was fighting in there, and he was way past his prime. So a lot of people there, the crowd was kind of like mean to him at first, like it was like please, they were chanting, "Please retire, please retire." But he actually went in there and put in a really good match. And so at the end, the crowd was on his side. They're like, you know what? Fuck it. 10 more years. It's like he really, like, he took the negativity of that crowd and turned it around by delivering a fucking dynamite performance. And I just want to say that any goodwill I had about that is now gone because of this. This is hideous. This might be the worst thing I've ever seen. I think I'm not a wrestling guy, so I had no goodwill to begin with. Right.
And this just, I mean, my goodwill was already in the basement, and now it's in the seventh circle of hell.
What's wrong with your family?
DJ PJ in the house.
You go, girl.
The Big
This is
Show.
the big show.
The big show.
The big show.
The big show.
The little show.
Gross.
This is my home. You're my home. There's nowhere else I want to be. Are you gonna cry?
No. Yes, but later when I'm in the bath.
Well, there you go.
So, this type of show, like, I didn't think this existed anymore.
Yeah.
Like this
apparently it
Family
does.
Matters kind of show. I thought that these had stopped in favor of other types of show.
Well, for a while it
So-
seemed like they did, but oh my god, I don't know. I mean, this exists, so what are you gonna do?
Like waking up to a nightmare, dude.
Why does it keep going? Is there
Like-
more?
I'll tell you what, too, TJ.
I know, it's just some
like
fucking
on my
shit.
end at least, it's just like a fucking shitty slideshow too. It's like just a bad slideshow of a sitcom.
Oh yeah, it's we can't watch videos through you very well.
Okay. Well,
We get like one frame every 6 seconds.
It's fine though. It's fine. Honestly, it's fine.
Yeah, definitely don't need to see that in full quality.
well. Oh. No,
I
you,
just don't know.
you need
I
to
mean,
see it.
even the most like, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that the WWE funded the show because obviously look at the back right there. They're the WWE Performance Center. So clearly, this is just probably a means of promoting more WWE shit.
Well,
That's why.
if I was even if I was a fan of the WWE, this would push me further away. So okay, so this is I think this is, I don't know what, Lake Okeechobee.
Okeechobee.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Paul.
Okay, showed be TJ, just like you.
Okeechobee. Anyway, the funny thing about this story, this is a Okeechobee County Commissioner suggests way to combat COVID-19 virus. Listen to this this solution here. One of the things that was pointed out in this interview with one of the foremost doctors who has studied the coronavirus said that the nasal passage and the nasal membranes are the coolest part of the body. That's why the virus tends to go up there and it becomes healthy enough to do things to the lungs. This sounds really goofy, and it did it to me too, but it works, he explained. Once the temperatures, basically he's saying you should fucking take your blow dryer, you hold a blow dryer up to your face, and you inhale through your nose so it kills the virus in your nose.
This guy has fucking defeated COVID-19. It's done.
Yeah, you fucking take you just get your hair dryer, put it right up against your fucking face, and just suck that hot air in. It will kill the virus.
There's another solution too that's not going around much. I don't know why. It's probably the mainstream media suppressing this. If you drink a gallon of sulfuric acid, it said that it totally destroys the virus.
Oh wow.
It's totally destroyed. It's damaged. It's gone. Or it's not even damaged. It's totally obliterated. You've defeated the virus. You may experience death as a side effect, but the people that have survived have said that they have no fear of coronavirus after that.
Hell yeah. So Paul, I found a new hero for you.
New hero for me.
You ready for this?
Sure.
450-pound man tries to hide marijuana from police using his stomach fat.
Oh my God! What a baller! Yes,
This guy.
There goes my hero, hiding marijuana in his fat rolls.
A Central Florida man who weighs about 450 pounds. I'll let Paul get through this.
Sorry.
Faces multiple
What a valiant
charges.
attempt, man.
What's that, Scotty?
Yeah, that's like a unique ability. You know, if like you're a character in a video game, it's like you can hide shit in your fat rolls. I mean, I guess like it didn't work in this instance, but you know, it was still a valiant effort.
Yeah, well, he hid cocaine and 23 grams of marijuana under his stomach fat. According to a new release, a Volusia County Sheriff's deputy stopped a vehicle Friday after noticing the passenger wasn't wearing a seatbelt. According to a new release, it says exactly the same thing. It's the same sentence twice. Officials
written article.
Officials say 42-year-old Christopher Mitchell told the deputy he's too big to wear a seatbelt. The deputy says he requested a drug detecting dog because Mitchell and the driver appeared nervous. The dog detected the presence of drugs in the vehicle. In addition to the drugs on Mitchell, deputies say they also found a handgun and $7,000 in cash in the vehicle. Mitchell and the driver were arrested. It was not clear whether Mitchell has an attorney.
See, what I like about this is the knowledge that this is just one of the big fat guys that got caught doing this. I can guarantee you that thousands upon thousands of giant, big bullfrog-looking fat dudes have successfully stashed contraband under their big Dunlap bellies, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why I never thought of this.
I mean, it's pretty clever.
It really is.
If you've got a disgustingly fat body that has numerous folds and nooks and crannies that you can hide contraband in, do it.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you.
A lot of times, even if
this has happened too, because how did the cops find it? Because these cops have probably found some fat dude that tried this before, and they're like, "He's a fatty. Check the rolls." And it's like, "All right, jiggle, buddy, jiggle." It's like, I start jiggling, it pops out. He's like, "Oh, gotcha."
Dude, TJ, with your segments, you're like a chest of drawers for this shit.
You're right.
You could have like sorted contraband in your different segments.
Yeah, I mean, I've done it before. I mean, I haven't hidden it from the police, but I've like stuffed things into my fat rolls. I've lost things like that unintentionally. Like I'll be sitting there, like I've lost the remote in my fat rolls. You know.
Have you ever found something in one of them that you dropped, like a Cheeto or something?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I was looking for that.
Hey, Mom, where would you go? Is that Cheeto I lost back in 1996?
Holy shit.
That's one advantage the fatties have over anyone, the skinnies or the freaking are people who are buff or whatever, because like you got muscle, you can't fucking, that's not a good spot to hide a bunch of fucking shit in.
Yeah, you ain't got no hiding spots on your body.
Yeah,
unless you shove it up your ass, basically.
So it is an advantage the fats have.
Fat people master race. Waffle House closes 365 locations across the U.S.
God damn them.
Okay, now I'm scared.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, listen, Waffle House, and Paul, you don't know this as well as we do, but you apparently do know it because of what you just said. So you are aware. Waffle House doesn't close for anything.
No.
Anything. Like, even during Hurricane Katrina, the first restaurant that was open again, Waffle House. Limited menu. You had to wait like 2 hours to get in, but Waffle House was fucking open. Waffle House does not close. And now 365 Waffle Houses are fucking closed. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I can't, if you're not a Southern person, you know, I guess Waffle House is not exclusively in the South, but like of the like 2,000 or so U.S. locations, most are located in the South. And,
I'm desolated right now to hear this news.
They don't fuck around.
Immediately, TJ, write your congressman, write your senator. Where is the Waffle House bailout that we need? I'm not for bailing out companies as on principle.
Oh, they actually have a map
sometimes
down
we
here.
have to make an exception in exceptional times. Bail out every Waffle House, a check for every Waffle House employee, every business owner. Waffle House needs to remain open in these times of crisis for the people.
So here's what this is the open close map here. They have 365 closed locations. They still have 1,627 open locations. But I'd imagine if they close these, they're probably going to end up closing some of these other ones too.
This is unbelievable. This is scarier than the COVID map with giant red dots all over it.
I know.
This is the real plague, man.
Because Waffle House, Paul, you know this. Waffle House is a way of life.
Yes.
I mean, you know, I feel like if there's anything about the being in the South that you have, integrated with and like, assimilated to, it's the abiding, deep, almost spiritual love of the Waffle House.
Yeah. I mean, it happened, like, I don't claim to be like a born and bred Southerner or whatever, but I've been in the South long enough that Waffle House has become an institution in my life. Like, it's been a place of respite for me in dark and trying times. And it is instantly comforting to me to go into one and to sit down and order. You know what I mean? So I've definitely adopted the Waffle House way of life. Like, the South has gotten to me in that way. And to know that they're starting to close Waffle Houses, that's just, I mean, we may as well just end it now.
It's beyond the pale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
they don't even close for fucking hurricanes, dude.
People don't understand this either. Like, where I'm from, there's no institution like this. Like, restaurants are just restaurants. Yeah, there's restaurants that are local that people like and shit. Like, I've got a Mexican restaurant back where I'm from that I revere, but it isn't on this. It's not the same. It's hard to explain the Waffle House phenomenon to somebody that hasn't lived in an area that's, covered in them.
Yeah, exactly.
I tell you what, you can see these ones. Okay, look, if you pass like what's like the Mason-Dixon line, forget about those Waffle Houses. They suck. They're not the same. Like, there's one in Ohio we went to. It's a fucking joke. The only good ones I've ever been to have been in the South. Like, I don't know why that is. I don't know how that works. But the Waffle House in the South, I don't get it. They're never, and it's never that they're like cleaner or anything like that. It's like they're fucking shitty and dumpy. But like, if you go in there, the food is pretty much always the same quality. Now, every once in a while, you have a problem. Me and TJ went to one recently, and there was a problem. And TJ was like, what the fuck? But it was fixed immediately. So, Waffle House, know that we mourn these closings, and we immediately demand the U.S. government act to shore up every Waffle House in this country.
Yes.
100%. We need $1 trillion Waffle House stimulus.
Yes.
Absolutely. That stupid $2 trillion stimulus they're about to pass, I think at least $1 trillion of that needs to go exclusively to keeping these Waffle Houses open somehow.
I agree.
We can only hope.
Walmart was almost charged criminally over opioids. Trump appointees killed the indictment.
What a shock.
Even as company pharmacists protested, Walmart kept filling suspicious prescriptions, stoking the country's opioid epidemic. A Republican U.S. attorney in Texas thought the evidence was damning. Trump's political appointees, not so much. On Tuesday, just before Halloween in 2018, a group of federal prosecutors and agents from Texas arrived in Washington. For almost 2 years, they've been investigating the opioid dispensing practices of Walmart, the largest company in the world. They had amassed what they viewed as highly damning evidence, only to face a major obstacle: top Trump appointees at the Department of Justice. The prosecution team had come to Washington to try to save its case. Joe Brown, the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Texas, led the group, which included Heather Ratton, a 20-year veteran of the office who had spent much of her career prosecuting members of drug cartels. They first went to the Drug Enforcement Administration's headquarters to meet the acting administrator, Utam Dillon, where Ratton laid out the evidence. Opioids dispensed by Walmart pharmacies in Texas had killed customers who had overdosed. The pharmacists who dispensed these opioids had told the company they didn't want to fill the prescriptions because they were coming from doctors who were running pill mills. They pleaded for help and guidance from Walmart's corporate office. Investigators had obtained records of similar cries for help from Walmart pharmacists all over the country, from Maine, North Carolina, Kansas, and Washington, and other states. They reported hundreds of thousands of suspicious or inappropriate opioid prescriptions. One Walmart employee warned about a Florida doctor who had a list of patients from Kentucky that had been visiting pharmacies in all of central Wisconsin recently. That doctor had sent patients to Walmarts in more than 30 states.
Wow.
In response to these alarms, Walmart compliance officials did not take corporate-wide action to halt the flow of opioids. Instead, they repeatedly admonished pharmacists that they could not cut off any doctors entirely. They could only evaluate each prescription on an individual basis, and they went further. An opioid compliance manager told an executive in an email gathered during the inquiry and viewed by ProPublica that Walmart's focus should be on driving sales. After they finished their prescription, Dylan sat back in his chair and exclaimed, "Jesus Christ!" According to 5 people familiar with the investigation, why aren't we talking about this as a criminal case? That's precisely what had occurred 7 months earlier. Ratton had informed Walmart that she was preparing to indict the corporation for violating the Controlled Substances Act. Indictments of Fortune 500 companies are unheard of, let alone one with over $500 billion in annual revenue and over 2 million employees. But Ratton, with the support of her boss, Brown, believed the evidence justified such an unprecedented step.
Well, this just proves further that the U.S. is fine with drug dealing as long as you're a big company. As long as you're a company with $500 billion in revenue, you can somehow be a drug dealer. It's A-okay because, and we see now why, that the corruption is so widespread in Washington, D.C. that it's like in Texas, they build this fucking case over 2 years. They go and say, the federal government and go, looky here, we got this big case against Walmart. And they just go, I don't see anything.
Federal government's like, no, you don't.
No, you don't.
No. No, Walmart's good.
Yeah, Walmart's fine. No, good. They're good. Didn't do anything wrong. Literally, the pharmacists that work for the company are going like, this is bullshit. This is shady. We need to stop these doctors. Basically, are just running scams. They're running these operations. They're basically just drug dealers.
And corporate's just like, you need to focus on driving sales.
That's the whole thing about when people talk about the free market, because that's what you're supposed to do. And like, if you're talking about those kind of principles, yeah, it's all just about profit. They're not supposed to really regulate. Oh, what are the people using the drugs for? Who gives a shit? We're making money. I don't care. Oh, they gave it to a 3-year-old. Who gives a fuck? Doesn't matter who they give it to. As long as they make the money, it doesn't fucking matter. And that's basically what was happening there. They're making millions upon millions of dollars off these prescriptions. I mean, who knows? Maybe even billions. And just not a big deal. I mean, because Walmart. I mean, there's a fucking Walmart in every fucking small town in America, pretty much. So it's like. And that's where this crisis has really been. I mean, like, obviously you see it in cities and shit too, but a lot of these are just small towns. And like, there's literally sending people across state lines. They have patients from Kentucky filling prescriptions in Wisconsin. And that makes fucking sense to these people. I mean, come on, that doesn't fucking make sense. They know it's bullshit. I mean, how can you call them anything but drug dealers? That's what they are. They're drug dealers. It's just that when you're a drug dealer, it's what level of drug dealing you're at. Are you a fucking goddamn cartel? Are you a large company? Are you a pharmaceutical company? Then it's okay for you to be a drug dealer. If you do it on the corner, that's when you're going to go to jail.
Of course. Legitimized drug dealers.
Yeah, and it's a pretty crazy standard. Like, if you just sell drugs to your local community, you're a monster. If you sell drugs to the entire country, well, we can look the other way.
Business as usual.
Well, they're bribing all these people. Obviously, they're giving massive campaign contributions to the Trump administration. They're funneling money to all these sort of fucking slush funds that they have, these super PACs and all these other things. So, I mean, of course, it's not, we're going to look the other way. I mean, it's total and utter political corruption. You have an investigation made over 2 years, and you have some fucking bureaucrat in Washington, D.C. go, nope.
No siree, Bob. This is great. If government doesn't fix it, we will. Brazil's gangs impose nighttime curfews in Rio's slums.
Damn.
Gangs have posted messages across the favelas in Rio de Janeiro ordering residents to respect an 8 p.m. curfew or face the consequences. If the government won't do the right thing, organized crime will, reads one painted notice.
I love how they refer to themselves openly as organized crime there.
While civil defense sirens sound 3 times a day in many areas across the favelas or slums, asking residents to self-isolate, the order from local criminal gangs to stay inside at night marks the most severe effort to combat the spread of COVID-19 in the beleaguered city slums. So the president of Brazil, Bolsonaro, has basically gone on TV and said, like, this corona shit, it's no big deal. We don't need to do nothing. He's taken this real hardline anti-do anything stance, but apparently the organized crime is better suited to run the country than its own president because they're actually imposing a fucking curfew.
I mean, he is organized crime. I mean, he's fucking he's complicit in the burning of the Amazon. I mean, anyone that opposes that somehow mysteriously ends up dead. I mean, come on, this guy's a fucking criminal himself.
It's a topsy-turvy world, dude. The gangsters and drug smugglers and shit have more fucking common sense than the governments now.
Yeah, more empathy and common sense than the government of Brazil.
Let's put them in charge. Here's some good news for Shia LaBeouf. He just bought a new house for $5.5 million.
Jesus.
The actor Shia LaBeouf of Transformers has transformed into a new homeowner. He's purchased a brand new build in Pasadena, California for $5,475,000. The Los Angeles Times has reported. The property sold in 2016 for way less, $1.2 million, and whatever structure was on the site at the time is now a distant memory. So I guess he bought it and built something new on it. Is that what happened? This new home from Premier General Contractors hit the mark. Okay, so someone else bought it. They knocked down whatever the fuck was there, and they built something and they built this thing, and now it's been bought by Shia LaBeouf.
Well, we had relatives that lived in Pasadena. I mean, like the real estate market there is so hot that all you have to do with a lot of these things, like they'll buy two properties that were just normal cookie cutter homes and built in the 60s or whatever, and they build them a McMansion or a mansion like this and go, oh, now it's $5 million. And obviously, if you're rich like Shia LaBeouf here, you just go ahead and buy that.
It's kind of shocking to me that Shia has that much money.
Right. I was kind of shocked by that too, because it's been a minute, since he was really
net worth.
Let me check it out.
I'll look it up.
Okay, you go ahead and look it up. The result is a graceful design with arched windows, beamed ceilings, hardwood floors, wrought iron details. It's also stuffed with a wealth of modern amenities.
Well, I will say this: he didn't buy it. They didn't say he bought it cash, so
that's true.
Of a mortgage. I mean, that's still a very expensive mortgage. Don't get me wrong; that's probably like 30, 40 grand a month just to live there. But I mean, maybe he bought it cash. Who knows? We don't know what his financial situation is.
So this house, I mean, the house is not. This house is priced how it is because of its location, obviously. Spanning 4,173 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 4.5 bathrooms. Layout features formal living and dining rooms, an open kitchen with a large center island and bar seating adjoins a casual eating space. The adjacent family room features a fireplace and flows to a patio outside. Very nice patio, by the way. I mean, yeah, it's just a nice fucking house. I don't know.
So, Celebrity Net Worth says he's worth about $25 million.
Oh, well, there you go.
So he sunk a lot of his own. I mean, he didn't just come and pay $5.5 million in cash. He probably made some kind of down payment and is paying a mortgage, probably an extremely high one.
His biggest paydays were a reported $8 million for Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps, and in total, about $20 million from the Transformers franchise.
Yeah,
and apparently he turned down $15 million when he refused to star in the 4th installment of the Transformers franchise.
Kind of dumb.
That's fucking insane.
Kind of dumb. But I guess he's doing all right. So
yeah, you don't buy a $5.5 million home if you're struggling.
Yeah, he was holding out for $18 million for the appearance in in Transformers 4 and was denied.
Damn.
I mean,
I wonder how much they paid Mark Wahlberg to take his place.
Probably more.
I would guess they probably paid him less.
Yeah.
You would. I don't know. Marky Mark's got a bigger name than Shy.
Let's see.
Yeah, but Shia was established as the head of that franchise or whatever.
I think it might have also been the fact that he was very difficult to work with.
Jesus. Okay, Marky Mark, his estimated net worth is $300 million.
Right.
Fuck me in the ass. What?
Oh yeah, he's
loaded.
They even own a burger chain.
Most of that is from Wahlburger, dude. No, it's not. But they do. I think his brothers do own a burger chain that you can actually go to in like Vegas and shit. I've never been there because I don't really want to contribute to the wealth of the Wahlberg family. But you
should go there, TJ, just see what it's like. Report back for us.
You guys ready for another clip show that you can barely understand?
Yes.
This is Defending Jacob, starring Chris Evans.
Looks like this is better. It's gotten better, thank goodness.
We're sailing towards an iceberg. This little white peak in the distance getting closer and closer. But really, it's been underneath us the whole time.
Please. Oh,
no. I hate this already.
It feels like they're trying to be like American Beauty. It really does.
I hate these kind of movies for the most part. There's a few that kind of strike this tone that maybe are okay, but
isn't that kid from the new Ghostbusters bullshit?
I don't know. Is he?
Ain't no ghost.
It's nothing worse than a kid.
We have some bad
news. Apple original.
All right. Eject. Like an Apple original. It's like, dude, if I see Apple original on anything, man, I'm gone. There ain't no fucking way I'm watching an Apple original. Like, they've pushed their fucking Apple streaming service, dude. I have never been less interested in any streaming service I've ever seen. Like, or maybe like Crackle or one of those other fucking worthless ones.
It's from your son.
There's got to be an explanation. They go to the same school. Jacob's in his class.
Yes, we know that.
Lynn, have you arrested my son?
Before we begin, I want to make something clear. A kid your age charged with first-degree murder is tried as an adult.
I swear I didn't do it.
We believe you.
You have admitted
a new
to being
limited
apart,
series.
And a fellow student alleges you had a knife you would bring to school.
I guess so.
They're saying he looks smug and remorseless. This is gonna follow him around for the rest of his life.
This is a waste of Chris Evans, dude. Chris Evans needs to be an action star. There needs to be a renaissance in 80s and 90s action type movies. He's built for that. He's not built for a stupid fucking drama movie.
Your son's in jail. He committed a murder. But did he? Chris Evans must grapple with the truth.
Like that, where they run away from roles that made that, like, so like he was obviously he did all them superhero things. He did fucking Captain America. He did the Avengers. So it's like, I'm gonna do something totally different. It's like, this isn't probably your strong suit.
I think
check though.
Do you have any doubts about Jacob's innocence?
No, of course
get
not.
some of that Apple money.
Where is the knife now?
So you've been lying to me.
I did what any parent would have done. Can't leave his fate up to the courtroom. My only job now is trying to protect our son.
Based on the New York Times bestseller.
Acting like we're normal.
We are normal.
Oh my God, you think this is normal?
We gotta get answers for ourselves.
I know what you did.
Lawyers have boundaries. I don't, not anymore.
Remember that in their eyes, it isn't just Jacob who's guilty. You all are.
Did you follow me here?
This is damaging.
All right, well, you get the gist.
How far will he go? Is his son, in fact, guilty or innocent? Will their marriage crumble? Find out when you don't watch this shitty series, Defending Jacob.
I'm telling you, like, these streaming platforms and stuff have become a wasteland of these failed fucking series that somehow get greenlit. It's shocking to me when I scroll through how many of these unwatchable, fucking totally under the radar because they suck type of series exist.
Oh, yeah.
And just sit out there. It's fucking insane.
Yeah,
I don't know how they're making money on this.
I just think they want to compete, and they just don't want to cede the market to like Netflix and Hulu and these other, like, you're basically Disney. I mean, the major competitors right now in this, you have Amazon, but the top tier is Netflix, and obviously Disney at this point.
I think a lot of them just have the fucking throw shit at the wall till something sticks kind of approach to this. hey, this book sold well. Let's get Captain America in it and fucking see what we can do.
Yeah, that seems to be Apple's strategy. We'll get a bunch of big name actors. That'll get people in. It's like, we actually have to have a good series. You have to actually get some buzz around your fucking series, and
this
thus
just
far,
seemed...
Apple hasn't been able to deliver that. Amazon has delivered some hits, I would say. I don't really know about Hulu. I don't know if there's many Hulu originals. Oh, Handmaid's Tale. They've had that. Netflix had a number of hits, but I mean, YouTube has even tried this. But I can't think of any YouTube series that I personally enjoyed. I know there was some, like, I think a lot of people like that show, like Video Game High, but that I don't even know if that's still going on at this point.
I don't know. This though, this just looks so boring. And
rote is the word I would use.
Just like paint by numbers, same shit you've seen a million billion times before. Doesn't look like it brings anything new to the table or any sort of new twist or anything. We've seen this story, it's just not interesting.
Yep.
Bleh.
Pornhub gives New York City coronavirus workers 50,000 masks and free porn.
Yay, Pornhub.
Doing their part.
Pornhub stars may not always use protection, but it wants to help first responders get some during the coronavirus crisis. The smut streaming giant has donated 50,000 surgical masks to New York City area workers on the front lines of the pandemic while opening up its massive porn library for free. The donations, part of Pornhub's COVID-19 relief efforts, announced Tuesday, come as medical workers in the Big Apple and elsewhere confront a shortage of protective gear as the deadly virus threatens to overwhelm healthcare providers. Why the fuck does Pornhub have 50,000 fucking surgical masks?
They probably went out and bought 50,000 of them.
Where, though? I mean, they're hard to fucking get these days. Anyway.
I'm sure there's private parties that have plenty of these things for sale.
Yeah. Well, good on you, Pornhub. I'm glad you're contributing to society.
Dude, I can't watch porn where there's a condom involved. I don't know what it is, but a condom kills porn for me.
Yeah.
Well, who's having a fantasy where it's like, then I put on the condom?
Oh, yeah. And then I put on that condom to, it's not really. Porn is supposed to deliver on like a fantasy, right? So, response, like, let's have safe, responsible sex. Good idea in real life, but not that
fantasy.
Not that appealing as a fucking fantasy, though, usually. What's that, Scotty?
I said, unless you have a condom fantasy where it's like, ooh, I'm a giant condom.
Ooh, condoms everywhere. Yeah.
Take me a giant condom. Shrink me down and put me in a condom. Condoms. You know what I mean? Like, unless you have some shit like that going on, you probably don't want a condom in your porn.
I think it probably just harkens back to the one point in my life where I did use condoms. Like I had a probably like 3 or 4 year stretch of my life where condom sex was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And man, it was horrible.
Yeah.
Condom sex sucks.
You know what I've heard about that, though? In Europe and other places, condoms fit better, so there's almost virtually no difference. But they said in the U.S. that condoms don't fit adequately for most men, so that's kind of the problem. And they won't even allow, and you actually can't even import European condoms that would fit better. So it's actually almost like encouraged not to do that. So a lot of guys that's like
why are we so bad at condoms here then?
What do you think? If you don't wear a condom, what's going to happen? Well, generally, I mean, not always, of course.
So basically, you think it's like a plot by the government to keep the birth rates high or something?
Well, higher. I mean, but also, I mean, it's just like, why would they? If that wasn't the issue, why would they deny people the ability to import condoms from Europe and give them massive fines to do so?
Javier Bardem supports Johnny Depp in defamation lawsuit against Amber Heard.
Oh.
Yep. I stand by Johnny because I have always seen and felt a true caring and loving man in him, Javier Bardem wrote in a written declaration.
Well, trial over.
Yeah. If Javier Bardem says he's legit, he's legit.
He flipped the coin and he called it.
Javier Bardem has come forward to support his friend Johnny Depp in the actor's defamation case against his ex-wife Amber Heard. Bardem, 51, submitted a written declaration on behalf of Depp, 56, who sued Heard in 2019 after she co-wrote an op-ed for the Washington Post in which she characterized herself as a victim of domestic abuse, according to court documents obtained by People. The two actors worked together in the 2000 film Before Night Falls, and again in 2017's Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. I love Johnny. He's always been a true gentleman and extremely generous and caring friend to my family and myself, Bardem wrote in documents obtained by People. The Blast first reported the story. The Oscar winner continued. On top of that, I've had the gift of working with him twice and have experienced his respectful attitude towards every single member of the crew, blah, 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 blah. So, I mean, like, I guess he's just kind of a character witness in this. It doesn't seem like he's saying he knows any sort of pertinent facts about this. He's just like, Johnny Depp's a real good guy and he would never do no bad.
Pretty much.
But this defamation lawsuit trial has actually been delayed due to the corona bullshit. So we'll
Why
see.
is Johnny Depp looking so weird these days?
Because he's a drunk.
Oh.
I'm glad Johnny Depp's a drunk, dude.
Alcohol will age you pretty drastically. I think that he's trying to combat that with various techniques rather than trying to stop drinking. So,
oh yeah, dude. If you see him just like a candid photo of him, like he looks like he aged a ton the last 10 years. And I mean, obviously he has. He's getting up there in the years, but I mean, like it's like a stark contrast from people like Johnny Depp is a sex symbol. Now it's kind of like Johnny Depp's like your drunk fucking buddy at the bar that like fucking pay his tab.
Britney Spears calls for Americans to redistribute wealth and strike during coronavirus.
Okay, you first, Britney.
Entertainer Britney Spears told fans this week it's time to redistribute wealth and strike as the coronavirus spreads. The millionaire behind songs like I'm a Slave for You and Toxic sparked a Comrade Britney trending newsfeed on Twitter this week for her Karl Marx-inspired social media post. During this time of isolation, we need connection now more than ever. Call your loved ones, write virtual love letters, she wrote Monday on Instagram. Technologies like virtual communication, streaming, and broadcasting are all part of community collaboration. We will learn to kiss and hold each other through the waves of the web. We will feed each other, redistribute wealth, strike. We will understand our own importance from the places we must stay. Communion moves beyond walls. We can still be together. Mimi Zoo. What? Is that her new identity?
Dude, fame and wealth and being isolated from normal people does crazy things to the human mind.
Britney Spears? No, what are you talking about? She's the new iteration of fucking Che Guevara, dude. She's a revolutionary fucking leader. Listen to that. She's fucking laying down the law on Instagram.
Yeah. Well, I suppose she should lead the fucking charge on this.
Redistribute her wealth
away
first.
That fucking $100 million she's worth. Or whatever.
Critics posted pictures of Miss Spears in her opulent home, while others welcomed a communist evolution for the artist. Some reactions included, "No one is stopping Comrade Britney from redistributing her wealth." So basically, the Paul reaction. "Hey, Britney Spears is now Comrade Britney. Welcome to the socialist and leftist family. Do you remember when Comrade Britney rocked the red star at the 2002 VMAs?
Nope.
I was not expecting the resistance and revolution to be led by Britney Spears. Yeah, well, expect the unexpected in America. We will not redistribute wealth, Comrade Britney. You are overreaching. But if you want to redistribute wealth, you can start with yours." Boom. Destroyed. The reaction of her 26.6 million Instagram followers was overwhelmingly positive, with cheering such as "Queen of the Proletariat." Yeah. I love America, dude.
It proves how fucking stupid people on Instagram are.
I'm gonna go follow Britney Spears on Instagram right fucking now. That's
Go
great.
ahead.
I love it. I want to see I'm for the first time in my life, I'm invested in what Britney Spears is up to. I want to see where this Comrade Britney shit goes.
The Spears revolution is nigh, dude.
I know.
Albino boa constrictors for all.
Hell yeah. Washington agrees to unrivaled $2 trillion virus rescue bill. So this is from AP. It's probably pretty dry, but we'd be remiss not to talk about this being the major news of the day. The White House and Senate leaders announced agreement Wednesday on an unparalleled $2 trillion emergency bill to rush aid to businesses, workers, and healthcare systems slammed by the coronavirus pandemic. In the largest economic rescue bill in history, the package is intended as a weeks-long or months-long patch for an economy spiraling into recession or worse, and a nation facing a grim toll from an infection that's killed nearly 20,000 people worldwide. Underscoring the effort's sheer magnitude, the bill finances a response with a price tag that's half the size of the entire $4 trillion annual federal budget. A fight has arrived on our shores, said Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. We did not seek it. We do not want it. But now we're going to win it. Big help, quick help is on the way, said Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer. They said passage of the legislation was expected in the Republican-led Senate by the end of the day. This would leave final congressional approval up to the Democrat-controlled House. In a written statement, Speaker Nancy Pelosi said the bipartisan agreement takes us a long way down the road in meeting the needs of the American people, but stopped short of fully endorsing it. Blah, 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 blah. She says they're going to review provisions. We'll see what the fuck happens with this. One of the last issues to close concerned $500 billion for guaranteed subsidized loans to larger industries, including a fight over how generous to be with the airlines. Hospitals would get significant help as well.
Fuck these airlines.
Yeah,
Exactly.
They've literally been treating their fucking customers in this country like cattle for about 20 years. Fuck them. Let them rot. They deserve this more than anybody in this fucking country.
Oh, I know. They fucking have a million fees for anyone that gets on a fucking airplane. They cram more and more people into fucking seats. They lower the seat pitch. I mean, the fucking airline industry has had such a black eye before this, dragging people off fucking flights because they didn't want to be bumped. Basically having the cops come and beat the shit out of people. Their fucking stock buybacks and dividends for years. And then, of course, this crisis hits and their fucking revenue just plummets into almost nothing. And it's like, please bail us out now, guys.
Save us, daddy government. Save us.
Don't forget knowing about horrible flaws to their planes and covering it up and working day and night to continue flying planes that they knew were faulty.
And
Fuck
unsafe.
these people.
Yeah, exactly. Another good point. I mean, this industry is so fucking toxic. And it's so shitty. It's like, and then now we have to force the American taxpayer yet again another fucking bailout. I get to bail. I'm sure we're also going to bail out the fucking cruise line industry, one of the most disgusting, polluting industries in the fucking world. Going to bail those assholes out too. I mean, it's a fucking joke, dude.
Let me see if I can find
bailing out large companies. This is supposed to be about helping the average person. I don't give a fuck.
I said on my cruise line. Yeah, I said on my Twitter yesterday. Like, there's been this big argument about how much of this bailout should go to, just everyday citizens, how much should go to these large companies. And I'm like, look, just give it all. Just fucking come up with a number and just give everybody that. Every fucking U.S. citizen gets X amount of dollars. There's no time to means test it and all that shit. That just creates bureaucracy that we don't have time for.
Yeah, universal programs. Yeah.
Right. So just do a universal, like everybody gets X amount, or maybe it's split over a few months, or maybe it just is one lump sum or whatever the fuck. And let corporate America get it the way they always get it, by fucking fleecing us, because, it's not going to be too long before, if a fucking few airlines go out of business, big fucking deal. As long as if there's demand for fucking air travel, someone's gonna fucking meet that demand.
Of course.
I don't trust this anymore. Like I'm for a big nationalization of air travel in this fucking country to ensure safety.
There's been talk about nationalizing Boeing.
Yeah, I mean, we need to ensure safety not only just of the planes that are flying. We need to remove the profit imperative from
the airlines themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. But also to ensure safety for closing down air travel during times like this. Because these airlines knew that this was fucking going bad and kept their fucking routes open to China and other affected places for long after they should have.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, because their motive is not public fucking health. There's how gutted public health in this fucking country, and that's why this pandemic has been as bad as it's been in this country, because we fucking gutted these things to repair us. Fuck the 2 months before the lead time we had just with this one for years. Public health has not been a fucking concern. If you don't have your health, and talk to any fucking person. If you don't have health, you don't have fucking anything. If you don't have a healthy populace or you don't have your own personal health, you don't have fucking shit. And for us as a country to fucking go, oh yeah, this fucking, I mean, yeah, good. I'm glad that there's some hospitals and some things that are good are going to be helped. But fuck all these goddamn parasites that are probably going to get the majority of this fucking money while the American people yet again fucked in the ass by Washington, D.C. This is a fucking goddamn farce. This is a fucking, hey, you're going to get a fucking check. Meanwhile, they're going to get more fucking millions of dollars. It's the same fucking thing that happened in 2008 with the goddamn automakers. It's like corporate America and all these fucking cocksuckers talk about pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Then when they fucking fail, we have to bail them out. Where's the fucking bailout for average people? It's never gonna fucking happen.
I saw an article the other day that was saying like, this crisis really just shows how financially irresponsible Americans are. talking about the people. Zero criticism of all these giant companies who, when business slows down or stops for a month or two, they're on the fucking brink of collapse. But no, the fucking person living to paycheck should have saved more money. It's like, man, fuck you.
Yeah,
it's like this country is so fucking ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, I have sympathy. You're talking about a small business, like a small local restaurant.
Sure, yeah.
I got sympathy for those because they don't have access to billions of dollars in fucking credit lines. They're average fucking people trying to make fucking ends meet. A fucking goddamn, Carnival Cruise Line's been buying stock back to keep their stock price inflated, or fucking like these airlines have done. Oh, we promise now if you give us a bunch of money, we won't do that anymore. Fuck you. Why don't you go fucking pull yourself up by your bootstraps, airline motherfuckers? Oh, are you too busy killing people with your shitty fucking planes? Fuck you. But of course, in this goddamn country, they're a fucking goddamn, these senators are bought and paid for. Fucking Mitch McConnell here, the fucking goddamn leech that he fucking is. Goddamn worthless fucking piece of shit.
We need to try some trickle up economics, dude.
Yeah.
Let's try some trickle up economics. Put money in the hands of the average people and let them be discriminating about who they give that money to.
Yeah, I mean, look, because we have a capitalist system. If you give money to the consumers, they will put the money where it needs to go. That's how the fucking market should work.
Well, not only that, but it'll drive a fucking sense of competition. Isn't capitalism all about competitiveness?
If you're on demand side, the demand side economics fucking end of the spectrum, but unfortunately, this country is fucking all this. It's all supply side bullshit. It's all just like it's all fucking from the perspective of the rich business interests. It's never from the perspective of the fucking consumer.
Well, maybe this fucking giant fucking crisis we're all going through will change that.
No, probably not.
I mean, dude, I got to be honest with you. I've got a feeling, and I might be way off base here, but I've got a feeling that the end result of this, after these $1 trillion stimulus packages continue to fail, is going to be another New Deal style era where there's a massive expansion of public programs, and maybe it'll be a fucking changing point.
Well,
maybe they'll
hoping.
be, I just can't, because I can't see the continued pumping of more printed money into failing businesses actually doing anything.
Yeah, it's not going to. There are components of this. I mean, like if you there's components of these bills that do benefit the workers and shit. And one of the things that's in this bill is it's basically like unemployment benefits on steroids. So that's a good thing because a lot of people are going to be suffering unemployment. A lot of people already are. So it's going to help a lot of those people, hopefully. But I just wish we could just do that without fucking feeling the need to bail out all of these fucking giant companies. And yeah, because they don't need it. They're already rich. And if they didn't make wise investments and they decided to spend all their money on fucking stock buybacks instead of fucking having liquid assets, fuck them.
Well, it's supply and demand, right? If no one can fly now, that's their fucking problem, isn't it? Just like, when
bail out their workers. The CEOs are already rich. They'll take care of themselves. Let some of these fucking crusty old companies die. Because if the demand comes back for air travel, someone will meet that demand. Or like Paul said, just nationalize the fucking shit.
Yeah.
So here's our impending great leader, perhaps.
Fucking God.
Oh, it could not be played. Why not?
Beef up the number of responders dealing with these crush of cases. And in addition to that, we have to make sure that we are in a position that we are. Well, let me go to the second thing.
Send Grandpa to the fucking home.
The president must use the defense production.
Grandpa, it's time to go to the home. This is ridiculous. I've seen he did some fucking disastrous news interview
yes,
too.
A couple of them.
Where he was just like, it's clear he's impaired. And the stupid fucking shill motherfuckers that are talking about, he always had a stutter. Fuck you, you stupid capitulating shill.
Yeah, this is not a stutter.
It is obvious to anybody with a fucking brain in their head that this is an old man who ain't got it no more.
No, not at all.
Biden has been going around telling the donor class, like, I'm not going to be president for long. Like, don't worry. I'm not even going to serve out a term. I'm just going to. So basically what he's talking about is he's going to pick someone as vice president that he's just basically going to get in there and anoint president is the idea right now.
Wow.
And
so a further subversion of democracy or the principles behind it. Wonderful. Meanwhile, Bernie Sanders has been hosting discussions and talking to various experts from like former people from the CDC and Harvard and all these other prestigious institutions.
Who was that? What was that name? Bernie Sanders?
Yeah, Bernie Sanders.
Do you mean Andrew Cuomo?
No, I don't mean Andrew Cuomo.
What are you talking about? Improbable, but not impossible. Could Andrew Cuomo walk away from a brokered convention with the Democratic nomination?
Oh, fuck off, Daily Caller.
Oh, the Daily Caller said he could. We need Andrew Cuomo, bro.
What the fuck is the Daily Caller smoking? Because I want some, dude. Just these fucking throwaway news articles, man. I mean, like, could this crazy speculation happen? Yeah, sure. It's not going to, though. It's not. This is not who's going to be fucking nominated.
This is Andrew Cuomo, bro. Come on.
No.
Get you some Andrew Cuomo.
They've already anointed Joe Biden. If like Paul said, if the evidence hasn't been enough for the DNC and everyone else, if they really believe that Joe Biden's the best choice, I mean, I don't think they really do. But if that's who they're putting up, it doesn't matter. That, like, yeah, this guy's too competent. If this guy, go ahead.
Biden is the best choice for the DNC. He's the most easily manipulable. He's the most he's just the one that it's easy to pull the puppet strings on. That's why the fix was in for him from the very fucking beginning. And he's going to be a disaster. He's worse than Trump. He's less lucid than the stupid, bloated fucking moron that we've been living under for the last fucking 3.5 years.
I completely agree. I mean, if there's any and that's what people don't fucking get. It's like anyone but Trump. It's like, yeah, but that's how you've been brainwashed in this mentality of believing that. Because if look at a fucking Trump press conference versus Joe Biden. Joe Biden is not fucking there anymore. He just is not there. So I'm sorry if you suffer from dementia or whatever he's suffering from that badly, he needs to fucking he needs just to be under medical care. Like,
let me
president.
Let me elucidate a series of facts, and you tell me if I'm being if I'm venturing into like total conspiracy theory kind of territory at this point.
Sure.
All right. So fact number 1, Biden has been telling his donors recently that he's not going to complete a first term.
Well, where have you seen that?
Hold on, I'll pull it up. All right. Well, I got to look for it.
Oh, right, okay. Here we go. I thought you had it pulled up.
I'm sorry, it wasn't to donors, it was to aides. But this is Politico. This is Politico reporting on this. So, Biden signals to aides that he would only serve a single term. Well, this is, I guess, it's only one term. But this is. Oh wait, this is kind of older. I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about something more recent. Sorry. It's just it's getting buried by all this corona shit is the problem.
Telling a lie, TJ. You damn liar.
Let me see.
I don't see no evidence. You done made it up, TJ.
You done made it up. Biden has talked with Obama about possible vice presidential pick. Blah, 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 blah. Biden gets late burst of cash at key moment.
What a shock.
Mega donors pull plug on plan for anti-Sanders super PAC. No.
Well, yeah, it's not necessary anymore.
No playbook for this. Biden struggles. Blah 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 blah. All right. Well, I can't find it. But so you got to take my word for it that he's been telling his donors that he's probably not even going to complete a first term. And this is, even if you don't believe that, he's just walking it back from his previous position of, I'm only going to do one term, which he also has denied publicly. But
I mean, how is he going to beat Trump if he gets on a stage and can't even remember where the fuck he is?
So wait, so that's fact number one, and you could fact check that because I'm sure you could find more information. I just can't do it live while we're doing a fucking show.
Yeah.
Number two, he has made a resolution to choose a female vice president.
Yep. That's
and
confirmed.
you've all seen him make that pledge, so we know there's not, that shouldn't be in contention at all.
Even the people that disagree with us would agree to that.
Right. Number three, Hillary Clinton tweets are all of a sudden going viral on Twitter. Like she had this tweet about, don't take medical advice from someone who once looked directly at a solar eclipse. And it has last I checked, like 800,000 likes or some shit. It's everywhere. And I've been looking at her Twitter. It's getting way more active. And I know that a few months back, like 6 months ago or some shit, maybe a little longer, maybe a little more recently, but it's somewhere around the range of 6 months ago, she updated the policy platform page on her site, which is kind of weird for someone who's not running. So I'm starting to fucking put some credence in this this Biden to Hillary bait and switch theory that
Hillary backdoor.
Yeah, I pretty much heard about this 4 months ago or something, and I dismissed it as like crazy. That's conspiracy theory garbage. But now I'm fucking starting to put some of these facts together and be like, is he going to run with Hillary Clinton as his VP and then bow out at the opportune moment to just coronate her as president through the back door?
I brought this up, I think, last week. We were talking about possible Veep picks for Joe Biden. And I said, I think it's an outlying chance that Hillary ends up being the pick. And here, it would not shock me. This is the DNC we're talking about.
Maybe like a buyer's remorse saying, like, look, people didn't vote for Hillary last time. I mean, she did win the popular vote, but she didn't win these other states. But now if you have buyer's remorse on Trump, here you go. He's failed it. Because we already know what's going to happen. They're going to fucking decimate Trump with this coronavirus. Like every fucking ad against Trump is like, oh, it's going to go down to zero. Oh, it's going to go down to zero. 89,000 cases in America. Our country failed to act. And it'll show Trump being an idiot. And it'll be like,
I mean, literally yesterday, I was looking at coronavirus in the U.S. and it was like 45 or 44 or something thousand, and today it's like
90 very soon.
Today it's 61.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, like, it's just going up and up and up and up and up and up and up.
Well, it's going to be. The more testing they do, like, look, it's really weird because this country is so afraid of testing the number of people that need to be tested. But when you have that information, then you can better protect people. But it's like they don't want to panic people and say, hey, 10 million people have coronavirus. So,
yeah. Anyway, like we said, we're trying to avoid talking about it as much as we possibly can. So let's go on to another clip show.
The Legion.
Actually, let me first bid adieu to our plebs.
Get out of here, plebs.
The plebs section of the show is over. As you guys know, we do about a 2-hour show every week. It's not exactly 2 hours. It's sometimes it's a little more, sometimes it's a little less. But the first half is for you plebs. The second half is only for our beloved, dear, wonderful patrons who we love very, 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 very much. And we only love you guys, moderately. So
a little bit.
Goodbye, plebs.